again, everybody, and welcome to another Body and Soul Expo podcast. My name is Bruce Starr. On Saturday, May 9th and Sunday, May 10th, we will be bringing a 2-day health and well-being expo right to North Palm Beach County with some of the most knowledgeable and experienced practitioners our world has to offer. They come from near and far: Washington State, Washington, D.C., Maryland, California are just some of the places that they will be flying in from to be here with you and us on those days. I love these conversations because they give you and me a chance to meet the heart and soul behind our vendors. And today I'm joined by Agnes Beleznay, and she'll correct me. She'll correct me probably on that. And I can't wait for you to hear what she has to share because this is a marvelous woman. She is a very dear friend of Lorin's and me as well, and so talented, has so many skills. I just can't wait for you to learn all about her. So, Agnes, welcome to the Body and Soul Expo podcast. So good to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me, Bruce. You are amazing. I don't know if your audience knows what a seasoned, amazing radio, television professional you are. So it is an honor to be with you here today. And I can't wait for the second Body and Soul Expo in May on Mother's Day weekend.
Yes, you're making me blush. I don't know if you can see, and thank you so much for those kind words. And we are doing it on Mother's Day, and some people say, why on earth would you do an expo on Mother's Day? Well, we are so excited to be able to share that on Mother's Day, the mothers, not just the mothers, but the fathers, the sons, the daughters who find out about this, they're going to bring their mothers, and mothers are going to bring themselves, not just for the same old brunch, but for a day of beauty, a day of pampering, chocolate, roses. It's going to be massage. It's going to be amazing. But let's get back to you, Agnes. I would love to hear, because I don't really know your story from way back. Tell us about Agnes in your youth so that we can sort of get to know more about you.
Well, I am originally from Hungary. I grew up in Budapest. And in my early years, I was always escaping and I was fascinated with reading, and I enjoyed reading about mythology, history, and traveling in my mind and through the books through different continents. And this is how I have discovered at the age of 9 the Himalayas and the mystical story of the Shangri-La monastery. And ever since I became fascinated with the cultures of the Himalayas, with the different religions uh, deriving from that region of the world. And I engaged my spiritual journey at that early age. And then I was lucky enough to study on 3 continents. I've studied art in Europe, business in the United States, and feng shui in Asia, in Hong Kong and in Kuala Lumpur. And what you have today as a seasoned master practitioner of feng shui, also with a serious knowledge of Eastern Western astrology, as well as my feng shui art, is the result of my studies on 3 continents and all of my work during the past more than 25 years.
Very, very impressive. For those of us that don't know a lot about feng shui, can you explain in just take your time actually, because it's such a fascinating uh, study and such a fascinating kind of world. Tell us about that.
I really look at feng shui that this is the oldest manifesting tool that has been at our fingertips for the past 5,000 years. It originates in what is current day China, but different forms of it existed at different places throughout the Asian continent, and some aspects of it in other traditions, of course, as common sense. It is a form of geomancy, or the understanding that tuning into different directions, we can tune into different sources of energy that can help us to manage our personal energies. This can happen through the energies of the physical space. It can happen through a time dimensional approach, and it can happen through personal aspects. I find it fascinating that since we have the expo in Palm Beach County, that actually some of the earliest feng shui artifacts, such as dishes they specifically used, you can find in the Norton Museum of Art.
Wow, isn't that something?
So it's very, very interesting. Feng Shui is a sophisticated art and science. The way I practice it essentially is to get my clients unstuck or help them to get to the next level by harmonizing their personal energies to match it to the energy of their space they live in or work in, and add the time dimension to it, because of course this year is different than last year was or next year will be. So an actual true practice of feng shui is by harmonizing these different aspects.
So I could be way off here in asking you, but are there things that we can do at the Body and Soul Expo before people get there that will add to the event with feng shui?
Absolutely, absolutely. So, and we will do that. As in, as I can't wait, to show you this also in real life, Bruce. So, because you and Lorin are the organizing bodies of this event, I will look at each one of your birth times. I will also look at the spatial alignment of um, the Marriott conference room and how the entrances are aligned. And then I will look at, the dates for the weekend of May 9th and 10th, 2026. And I will make suggestions, tweaks. We will place some of my feng shui art to help the energies to flow in the most positive and productive way for everyone involved, not only for the two of you, but also for all participants to have a successful and wonderful event.
That is spectacular. I couldn't ask for anything more than that to help us along. So I guess we'll be maybe meeting with you before the actual event, and you can come by and we'll look at everything and maybe try to figure some things out. Would that be right?
Oh, absolutely. So we will make sure we set it up the right way. And also back to your previous point, I think there will be nothing more exciting on Mother's Day weekend. Me as a mother, if I could choose to have another brunch or to go to somewhere where I can learn exciting new things, where I can be involved with world-class practitioners, where I can either be reassured that I am on the right track with everything that I know in this mind body connectedness, and to help people and also mothers specifically on this weekend to make them feel special and give them a gift of a lifetime by discovering or understanding something they have not known before. I think it's the most beautiful Mother's Day gift.
Well, I could not have put it any better myself. The way you just presented that for all mothers, because I've been saying chocolate and roses and this and that, but I never really said to myself how instead of sitting at a table with five or six or eight people, how about coming to an expo and meeting some of the great thinkers and discoverers in the world? I think that's great. And so thank you so much for that. I want to talk about astrology a little bit because I know in my lifetime I'm a bit of a amateur astrologer, and I've anything that teaches me what is going on in this world and what is going on with people, I want to know about. And it started a long time ago when I realized that it would be a tremendous advantage to be able to understand people more where they're coming from. And astrology helped me with that. And I'll tell you a quick story. Years and years ago, an astrologer said to me, you know, when you walk into a room, people either just love you or they hate you. And I said, what? That's so true. You know, some people just take to me when I walk into a room, and others just have a real tough time with me. And so I found out that I have Pluto in the first house. And after hearing something as simple as that, I said, you know what? There's something to this, and I want to learn more about it. And I'm thrilled that May 9th and 10th in my chart is one of the nicest times of the year. It's at the top of my chart. And I'm just so excited about how this is all evolving. And you're an accomplished astrologer. I get your weekly forecasts every week. Have you had a chance to look into basics about what will be going on at that time?
I actually did not have the chance, but what I know about the month of May, that we will have, and especially as we move, a little bit beyond the expo date, but even all around, May will be the most beautiful month of 2026. The reason for that is because we will have Venus and Jupiter traveling together. These are the two benefactor planets, Venus and Jupiter, so they really enhance each other even more. And the formation they create in May is also known not only in Western but also in Eastern astrology. It's a very special Kundalini and formation that the two benevolent planets, Venus and Jupiter, create in May. So that will be really special. I also feel that, we will have some changes at the end of April when Uranus shifts signs. It has been in the past almost 8 years. So since April 2018, it has been in the sign of Taurus. And it really, shook up people who are either Taurus signs or in any aspect to it. Aquarians, Scorpios, Leos have went through a lot of changes. And also another backdrop to May is that we have Saturn and Neptune still moving close to each other, newly in the sign of Aries. So for Aries people, we have this beautiful redefinition, dreams coming true, setting things into a very concrete form. And I also would like to comment on your highly esteemed astrologer's remark about Pluto, people loving or hating you. Um, I don't like to put things really in a negative way because I think one of the biggest responsibility of astrologers in today's world is to counteract the negativity of news. And nobody really needs another astrologer on top of the daily news to promote and feed people fear-based information.
Yes.
I will put it to you this way. Your Pluto in the first house gives you the strength to transform yourself lifelong, and it gives you the stamina, it gives you the sex appeal to work through your life. And even when the going gets rough, you will always get up, dust off your pants, and keep going. This is how I read your Pluto in the first house. A very magnetic energy that can pull in whatever you need.
Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. That, when I really shouldn't have used the word hate because they didn't hate me, but
Nobody
it was
hates you,
like a
Bruce.
little threatened. Maybe they picked up that, strong energy.
Intimidating.
Yeah, yeah. And anybody that's sort of wanting to be on top of the hill, not that I'm looking to knock anybody off the top of the hill, but they might assume when they didn't like me right away that I was after their position on top of the hill. I don't know if that explains it anymore, but that's really more like how I came to recognize having that really nice placement. So you're going to be presenting uh, at the expo. You're going to have a booth. You're going to have a place in our schedule to speak. When people come to your booth, you do so much. You're so talented. Lauren and I are so lucky to have you as a friend. You're so generous with your time and yourself. What will people experience when they come to your space?
So first they will experience a visual elevation through my feng shui art. So this is something where they can firsthand experience the flow of energy. And if they feel inclined to invite this kind of luck or lucky energy into their space, they can do that right away. I also will be offering mini sessions answering questions in astrology and feng shui. I also will offer the opportunity for them to sign up at a discounted price, thanks to you and Lorin, for future longer sessions. But I will give them on the spot quick but deep insights about both subjects or any of their questions.
So anyone that has the opportunity to spend time with you is going to be very lucky. And I know over a 2 day period of time, I hope you rest up because I think you're going to be very, very busy between people coming to your booth and people coming to hear you speak. It is 2 full days, Saturday from 10 to 5 and Sunday from 10 to 4, plus the evening activities, Friday night. Oh, I think you should be there for sure, Agnes. We're going to be one of only three places in the world premiering a film, a secret type film with the same presenters on Friday night before. And Danny and Brinkley, the author of Saved by the Light, he'll be speaking Saturday night along with Chief Mel. It's going to be a great, great event. And tell us, lastly, what you'll be speaking on, Agnes, when you do hit the stage.
So I can't wait for these events, and I just would like to add that time will fly by and energy creates energy. So the more we do, the more we can do. So we will be nonstop for actually not only the 2 days, but beginning on Friday. So it's going to be just amazing, just amazing energy at the event before and after as well. And I will talk about how to create really just an everyday positive life, how to create in this world the energy around us that keeps us at peace, being able to be the support system for our families as mothers, for our partners, for the people we work together with, and how really use feng shui as an everyday manifesting tool.
Well, I can't wait to spend more time with you. We had a great time together down in West Palm at an event a month or so ago. And I really look forward to you being at our expo. And Lauren and I just love you and look forward to spending more and more time with you way after the expo. And thank you so much for joining us. And I look forward to having you be a part of our wonderful event.
Thank you so much, Bruce. I'm looking forward to it.
God bless. God bless everybody. Thank you all for joining us. I appreciate it. And we'll see you again next time. Bye bye, everybody.